it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to talk today about how not to use your scout. This one blew my mind, but I guess it's one of those things you've got to learn. It is kind of a mid-tier battle. I am top tier in my tier 8 Saladin. You will note that I am not a scout. This is a medium tank, but there are no scouts in this battle. So running the CVS and the optics as I am, and understanding this map, I have a pretty good idea of what I want to try to get done, provided the situation presents itself. So we're going to try to work the 1-2 line. We're going to talk about how not to support your scout, because there's some great examples in here of people screwing up, and it should have been an absolute massacre. To be honest, I don't remember if we won this game overall or lost it. I think we may have actually lost it, despite the fact that we ended up with a huge advantage based on my gameplay right here. The other side didn't do very well, and then we have some big mistakes. You will notice that to include mine, to be quite honest, you'll notice that I've got a good train coming. Hellcat, Sturb, IKV, VZ44, and eventually the KV-1S, plus the Jackson's coming this way. That's a lot of great firepower on this line. And I'm thinking if these guys play this right, and I can get some lights, we're going to start tearing them up. So I'm going to use the bush line right here. Show you where I go initially. All right, I'm not going to get too crazy. You will notice that sometimes there's breaks in these bush lines. Some of them are lower than others. This is a relatively tall tank. I'm going to use the inside of the bush line. I'm not going to be down here in the open because they do have some relatively fast tanks, and I'm really particularly worried about the Barask and the Cromwell, maybe the Skoda to some extent. These guys, even the Super Hellcat, could get into, say, the bushes right here. We'll zoom out. These bushes, or even up here. Now, I'm pretty sure I've countered anyone trying to get up here. Should have seen them crossing. I'm fast enough. What about here? What about this little bush? There's a couple of these outcroppings where the bushes stick down just a little bit. You'll notice that I'm coming up on one on our side right here. There's also the bowl, so there's a lot going on right here. We're going to look and pay a lot of attention to how these guys operate in this bush line. The Hellcat right off the bat is on this inside bush line. I do not recommend this bush line because if you fire from here, anyone who's popping over is going to see you, right? That bush camo goes away, concealment goes away, and now you're just seen by anything with any kind of view range on the ridge. So I highly recommend not being here. I highly recommend being over on the other side. Let's see how this goes. So, like I said, I'm worried about those two bush lines, and I'm worried about somebody just YOLOing forward and seeing me. And sometimes you just have people lose their mind. Now, as I get closer to the bowl right here, I have to be concerned with somebody getting in the bowl. I also have to be concerned with the openings in the bushes on the other side. So there's a lot to think about while you're working this. I'd love to get to this line right here because it allows me to kind of come down a little bit and get a nice line of sight through here and see if anybody's moving around down in the flats. But for the moment, I don't quite go there. I just want to say, all right, patience for a second. Let's see. I'm going to actually go just downhill a little bit here to this bush. You can see that I'm a little bit nervous because there was an opening right there. And, you know, you just don't quite know where the hitbox is for the camo. You got to be careful with that. Tall tank, big tank. I don't have great concealment. I have great vision, but I don't have great camo. That's a problem. All right, the IS-6 just drives up here, and he causes them some problems. And that's something you want to watch for while you're doing your scouting on this map. You've got to pay attention to where everybody else is on the map. Notice they've got a T-29 in the middle. All right, that's problematic. He's definitely close enough if he's up and over that if I drove through where one of these openings were, he'd see me. Easy, 100%. I'm not going to, that's just going to happen. All right, so I've got to pay attention to guys in the middle, and in particular the T-29 and whoever I don't know who might be there. You got to pay attention to somebody diving in the bowl because you don't want to just drive up along this line and get proxy lit by him, right? Even if I'm on my side, if he's close enough, he may proxy light me and then it's all over. And you got to pay attention to what your guys are doing. Now watch what the IS-6 does here. He's going to drive up and over. I think it's now. There you go. All right, that's going to cause them problems. Right? They saw him 100%. So now they're all looking at that IS-6 going, all right, what's this guy doing? Let's work on this. That gives me an opportunity, I think, right there to just scooch up a little bit. And we actually find the T-78 sitting up on the standard sniper hill up there. Nice. Now, I think maybe actually that was the IS-6 based on him shooting. I didn't notice if that was my spot or not. He was just inside. I could back up and look, but we're not going to worry about it. The point is that he's lit. All right, so we find the 131, which also looks to be the IS-6B's spotting. And I'll just take that opportunity to kind of scooch up in here We'll hit the old T. I don't remember if I have the skill that keeps them lit a little longer if you're pointing at them. And it looks like I got a little bit of the T78 on that next shot. So there's a little bit of assist for me. So I'm starting to get close enough. Now we find a Skoda T25. He gets nuked. That was absolutely the IS-6 once again. So he's done some real nice work here. He's come up here, found some guys. They may have shot at him. I didn't look at that. Again, that's a great example of being in the bush line and shooting at somebody else and then being spotted by the guys that are close enough. Now, watch as these guys move up. They're doing okay for the moment, all right? So we'll just go ahead. I'll show you my little sneakiness right here. This is my camera. I'm just trying to be slow and steady and patient. What I don't want to do here is get in the middle of this road, because if they're in that bush way back there, that's a nice, clean line of sight right there, and they'll see you. So be very careful about crossing across the road, especially on this little turn here, because they can be back in these bushes right way back here and have a nice line of sight right down and catch you moving around. So crossing this road is not a great idea in general. So we're just going to keep on sneaking here. All right, so I'm going to turn around. I think you might be able to see it on the mini map. Here's one of the first don'ts. Do not crowd up behind your leading edge, guys. This IKV has no business being this far up. And if he was, he needs to drop down and use these bushes here and back off of them 15 meters so they're dark, so there's no way he gets seen. He is easily too close to this bush line. So if he shoots and the T-29's up and over or somebody else around this ridge, he's going to get seen right here. All right, and just nuked. He has no armor. The KV-1S is doing a better job. That's kind of where I would like to be. The Sturv and the Hellcat and the Jackson are probably far enough back they won't get spotted. But even the Hellcat is in a not great spot. He hasn't moved away from there. It needs to be over on the other side. The VZ, this is a pretty standard spotting slash sniper spot up there, so he's probably fine for the most part. We have pushed them far enough back and have enough SA that they're not too close that the VZ is probably in good shape. But watch what happens here. I'm just going to keep on creeping. Oh, IKV. Come on, guys. So that's what I'm talking about. Do not get right up on your spotter. Just because he's not spotted right now doesn't mean you won't be when you start firing. That is way too close for the IKV. Also, don't do that. Notice how he just knocked a tree down? Anybody paying attention goes, oh, there's guys creeping forward. If you look at this, you got to be just, I was salivating. I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. We are going to absolutely eat up the 1-2 line. Once we deal with them, we'll turn the flank on the T-29, the IS, and the Cromwell, and this game is over. It's just done. Look at all these sniperinos I've got back here. Hey, look, there's the Tiger 131. Fantastic. This is what I'm seeing. And that's an example of him, guys. He moved across the road, didn't he? Look at that. So I had that nice view right down the road, and he moved around over there, and with my CVS and spotting, burned through, etc. Maybe it was even just a clean shot based on the angle. We picked that guy up, and he gets nuked. We got guys firing. We're loving it. Boom. Gone. All right. So far, so good. They're still shooting. I'm going to creep forward. That's where I like to get. That's where I really like to get right there. Be careful about crossing this opening here, because if the T-29's up, there's a line of sight straight through those bushes. You kind of want to dip down low or wait till he's not crested right there, all right? And honestly, even something with good vision over on the 5-6 column might get you if you just drive across up high. Probably not the IS, but maybe the Cromwell over there potentially might get a line of sight through there. All right, so we're creeping for KV-1S. Now, I don't know what Olgert's doing, and you'll notice now the IKV has been seen, right? He got too close, fired, got lit probably by the T-29, and now he's in trouble trying to get out of there. No armor, screwed, right? Boom. Oh, well, shit. All right, there's one sniper down. Look, this is not a fantastic tank as a sniper goes, and I don't really know what the KV-1S's plan is. Maybe he needs to, maybe mom called, or the girlfriend or the wife, or he doesn't want to play this anymore, or the game's going too long, so he wants to go back to garage, or maybe he thinks he's doing something good. I don't know, but don't do this. It would seem obvious. I'm pretty sure most people watching my videos would look at that and go, that's not a great idea, but don't do that either. I don't, it could be, and it's why I mention it, is maybe he thinks, oh, we got this flank, right? Well, we don't. It seems obvious to all of us, but in case you're kind of looking at this and go, well, I don't know, it looked like pretty good push time to me. It's not, fellas. It really isn't. There's too many unknowns out here on where these guys are. We haven't found the 150. Obviously the two already, we don't know where the Super Hellcat is. We don't know where the Sturv is. And honestly, the Sturv S1 is probably the most deadly thing they could have back here. And my assumption is he's there somewhere. I know where he is. I've seen the replay. I played the game. But you're about to find out yourselves. T-29. All right, we get some spotting. Okay, good. Great. KB1S is really getting their attention. We've got some snipers back there. Let's go ahead and kill it. Guys, another reason why you don't YOLO forward like this, that KB1S is about to give them some armor, right, that they can use. You don't want to give them dead hulks to hide behind. We beat these guys up pretty good. I'm up to 2,400 spotting. We're going to kill the 150. Okay, fantastic. That all seemed great to me. I'm like, this is good. This is good. We lost the 1S, okay. We lost the IKB, but we still got the Sturv, the Jackson, the Hellcat, and the VZ44. The IS-6B is doing his action there. And here comes this 3002. I'm not really sure why he does what he does. I think he tries to get up into the bowl here. Or maybe he's just peeking. Got guys taking shots at the Hellcat. I get hit by the Sturv. More than likely was shooting through to these guys back here, which means one of them is spotted. Right? So we're making bad decisions back here in these bush lines, shooting across at the T-29. We're not far enough away from these bushes, and we're getting spotted, man. And their snipers are tearing these guys up. Bang, bang, bang. Great. The Jackson's about to die because he's making bad decisions on how to follow up a scout. He dies. Fantastic. IS-6B's getting thumped. I've crept forward, and now here comes the Hellcat. I don't know, guys. Not really sure why two guys did this, but the Hellcat comes forward. All he had to do was sit back. You know what I mean? I mean, you're in a Hellcat, folks. You're in a Hellcat. You're back here somewhere. Maybe in one of these bushes up high. Maybe down low behind these bushes. At the very most, this little outcropping right here, right behind me. But you don't want to be up on the road, man, because everyone's getting torn up. Kind of looking around going, all right, what is happening? Where'd my sniper line go? They're all dying wholesale. Jackson's gone. IKV's gone. This Hellcat's about to be gone. Here in just a moment. I'm going to sneak a little bit forward. And this is where I started to get impatient because I'm kind of looking at this going, how are we losing this game? Well, the hill lost. That's a problem. We've lost 3 guys that should not be dead over on our side. We're about to lose the Hellcat. And then I screw up by getting too close. And unfortunately, the Sturv sees me. And I think I don't know if we proxy lit each other. It's pretty close. But he may have had the burn through he needed because my camo's not fantastic while I move right here. We're just touching. Usually it seems like about half of the icon needs to be in before they spot. Is there a range? Can we get a range off this guy? I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Not in the replay anyway. But it's pretty close. Whatever the reason, whether it was a proxy or I just got too close, I got impatient, tried to push, trying to make something happen over here, hoping I could find the Sturv before he found me. I did not. I also didn't really notice that. And yeah, I'm going to end up dying right here. Sturv's backing up. I eat another shot. I've also got a jammed turret, so I can't turn my bloody turret. Trying to bring my turret online, so I might have been able to survive the T-78 if my turret hadn't been jammed, but there you go. Boom, I'm dead. We got 4,213. Actually, the Hellcat lived for a little while, but he's about to die right here, I believe. Does he get another shot on this thing? Our Sturv, sorry, their Sturv just died. Their IS killed our IS-6. And there you go, folks. I just wanted to show that to you. A lot of mistakes made. Obviously, mine at the end was a big deal. I should have been much more patient because I think I could have brought this one back from the brink with some decent scouting in there. I was just looking at what was going on, thinking, man, I've got to kind of press to test here and get something going. Between me and the Sturv, we probably could have brought this thing back. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. But before that, it's a great example here, guys, of how to follow up your scout. So the point is, you want to be close enough to support, but you do not want to go to places where you can be seen. So you have to understand how the camo and vision in this game works in order to use it. And this was a great example on that tree line back there, where guys were in the tree line, but they weren't far enough away from the bushes over on this side to keep them from being seen when they shot. And they just all got crushed. If they'd have been just off the edge of the road using these little outcroppings, or just paying attention to the circles so that they were close enough that they could have draw distance on the things I saw, but far enough away that it wasn't possible for them to be seen, that would have been a huge advantage for us. A huge advantage. And it is unfortunate, actually, that the VZ didn't really follow up. I think he was kind of busy poking around at the T-29, these guys over here. There you go. Let me know what you think. Just something for you guys to think about when you're trying to figure out how to support your scouts, how to stay out of the line of fire, how to not be spotted. This should have been a massive win for us over here, and it just kind of turned into a bit of a disaster. That's all I've got for today. We will see ya.